Hello and welcome to another tech tip. Although this one is not very technical, at least when we normally think of the word technical. Today's tip is about service contracts. So let me start with a disclaimer that I have a very high opinion of most of the vendors and contractors out there who assist us in fulfilling our mission. There are, however, some very disappointing ones, and there are some very nefarious ways they'll try to bully an organization like ours into remaining a customer. Now, one of the most common ways that I've encountered is what's referred to as an evergreen contract clause. In simplest terms, it means that if the customer does not notify the vendor of their intent to cancel within a designated period, the contract is automatically renewed. This is a company's way of putting a gotcha, so to speak, on their clients in the hopes that they're either too lazy, too busy, or forgetful to remember when the contract ends and to take action. Now, if a client elects to transfer or discontinue service outside of the narrow window of a renewal period, will try to intimidate them with early termination fees like this letter I recently received. Now, you can see here I've got a notice from Broadview stating that they received intention from another company to take over our phone lines and that our service is still technically in place under contract until 2/16 of 2016, and that if we terminate early, there will be a $583 fee assessed to our account if we terminate before then. Now, a little background on this. I haven't spoken with any Broadview representative about contracts or renewal in over 5 years. So there's no way that we could still be under any kind of contract. Now, thankfully, in New York State, we have pretty good consumer protection laws. So if you Google New York State evergreen contract, you'll be referred to this, which is NYGOB Section 5-903. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but essentially it states that unless served notice via something verifiable, like certified mail, no less than 15 days, but no more than 30 days from renewal, the automatic renewal is not enforceable. This contract effectively goes into a month-to-month agreement where as long as the client keeps paying, you agree to continue to the original terms as they were, but are not obligated to any specific term in the future. Now, the good news is that when I called Miss Alston at Broadview, she relented and informed me that she would tell billing to remove the fee. As a side note, this is why cell phone carriers offer discounted upgrades. When the service period of the first contract is up, you're under no obligation to stay with them, even if you have been paying your bill without question for months afterwards. When you upgrade your phone, you're actually renewing your contract in a legally binding way. Now, my second example caught me by surprise because I was actually going to use this as an example of how to do it the right way. So let's just assume for a moment that it was. Now, if you'll notice here, this is a letter. This came via certified mail, stating the date, and it has the terms of the contract, including the expected fee down here. I know it's kind of grainy, with a serial number and our customer number, and the current renewal date. Now, this should normally be an enforceable letter, which would, if I took no response on this, this would guarantee Xerox that we would continue to be a customer and they can continue to treat this as an enforceable contract. Normally. Let's look back at the dates. This letter is dated August 1st, and the contract renews on October 1st. So this is a 60-day notice. So under New York State law, this is not appropriate. It exceeds the 30 days. Now, I could break this contract without penalty. I'm not going to because we need service on this printer and Xerox does a fine job of maintaining it. But if that ever changed, it's good to know that we could walk away without penalty. So that, in a nutshell, is why you should pay attention to your service contracts and don't be intimidated by anyone's attempts to keep you paying for service you don't need or want. Hopefully you found this informative, and I hope you have a blessed day.